The Porter's Lodge. In the Middle Ages, the Porter's Lodge had direct view over the front of the castle. A window opening was located where the door of Jordan's chamber is today. Stewart Church. Stewart Church is one of the last monuments of Turku Castle's Catholic period. The church was built in the 1480s by order of Regent Sten Sture the Elder. The most extensive renovations in the castle during the Middle Ages were carried out during this time period. The guest room. Visitors to the castle were accommodated in the guest room. The room is located next to the entrance leading to the castle courtyard, which allowed the guests to freedom to move about. The room was unfurnished except for the benches circling the room, and furniture was brought to the room from storage when necessary.
Maybe they didn't have winter. Yeah, actually, no, linna. Like people said that, but so it's like everything was already built. Yeah. This is where you live. Yeah, this is where you live. And so,
The star vaulting of the nuns' chapel from the later half of the 15th century. The King's State Room. This room was Finland's most important secular room from the 15th century until the Middle Ages of the 16th century. Finland and occasionally the whole kingdom was governing from this room, and it also served as venue for celebrations. The youth's quarters. The youth's quarters were the first room in the castle to become converted to Renaissance style, in conjunction with renovation started in 1530s. Vaults were dismantled and replaced in flat ceiling. Window openings were cut into the outer wall, let the light to be seen more spacious. The Ladies' Parlour. Construction of the West Tower began in early 14th century. It became an important residence and sanctuary for the people living in the castle. This room, located in the third floor of the West Tower, was used as a workroom by the women. The scriptorium. The scriptorium was a workroom used by the castle scribe. The oldest surviving ledgers in Turku Castle dated back to the middle of the 16th century. The ledgers contain interesting information on everyday life in the castle, and they also include information on renovations and the use of storerooms. The recesses in the walls were used as bookshelves. The storm chamber. The storm chamber was the room used for castle bailiff. The bailiff was an officer appointed by monarch. He was in charge of levying taxes from the castle fiefs and acted as an assistant to the lord of the castle. The chamber has vaulted ceiling and brick fireplace in the wall. The castle church. A new Renaissance-style floor was built above the castle's medieval defense floor on the 1550s. The new floor served as the residence of Duke John. At the time, the room was furnished to be Duke's banquet hall. Castle guests marveled at the many novelties of the interior, decorated and fashionable clothes. Renaissance influence spread first to Turku and gradually throughout the rest of the Finland. The vestry. In the past, the room served as Duke John's bedroom. It was the most important room in the castle, and the Duke also used it to receive important guests. The open fireplace was originally built in the left of the staircase leading up to the King's Hall. It was moved during the renovations carried out at the beginning of the 20th century. The King's Hall. The Renaissance floor represents a new type of architecture brought about to the new era. The room was spacious and the floors are very level to each other. There are large windows on each side of the wall. The Queen's Hall. In the 16th century, the hall was known as Duchess Hall. It was used by Catherine the Jagiellonian and her court. The Duchess arrived in her new home on Christmas Eve, 1562. She came from Warsaw Castle in Poland and was accompanied by a group of ladies in waiting and servants. She also brought 3 Catholic priests with her. The Queen's Chamber. The bedroom of Duchess Catherine in the Jagiellonian was comfortably decorated. The drapes of the canopy bed were made of damask, and there were rugs on the floor and the drapes on the window. The Queen's dressing room. Catherine the Jagiellonian brought new fashionable Spanish dresses to Finland. The Duchess' clothing was kept in chests and hung on beams that were mounted on the walls. Her wardrobe consists of 113 skirts and accompanying bodices, separate sleeves, and headdresses. The clothing was made of silk and velvet and decorated with pearls and gems. A maid living in the room looked after her lady's large collection of clothing. The ladies' drawing room. The ladies' drawing room is located in the first floor of the West Tower. It was used by the ladies as a workroom and sitting room. Doorway was open between the Queen's dressing room and the ladies' drawing room. The Silver Vault. In keeping with its name, the Silver Vault was a storage place for the castle's valuables. Weapons, ammunition, and tax revenue such as money and furs could not be fall into the wrong hands. This room, located in the second highest floor of the West Tower, was so secure it could be only accessed by the staircase from the room below. Collections in the Northern Exhibition Hall. Collections. For money or love. In the 18th century, a spouse was chosen with careful consideration. Parents would assist their children in the search of a spouse, and they could block a union if they considered it unsuitable. Good reputation, health, and looks of the spouse were important factors, but wealth was essential. dolls from the 1910s. From the 17th to the 19th century, before dollhouse became a children's toy, they were called cabinet houses. Were built for precious upper-class home. Reality in miniature size. The castle was destroyed by fire and rebuilt.